This week on the only all-sports recruiting show in the upper Midwest, next year's preseason favorite for Indiana's Miss Basketball is going blue, and Michigan's top safety in the class of 2022 has his Final Four, and it might just surprise you. And one of the top quarterbacks in Ohio and the country has chosen the Big Ten as his college home. We'll tell you where, and it's all next on the State Champs Scout Show. Welcome inside the State Champs Network studio for another edition of the State Champs Scout Show. My name is Dylan Morello, and if you love everything going on in recruiting, and if you're just discovering this show, where have you been for the past 30 weeks? The State Champs Scout Show has been delivering recruiting news from a variety of high school sports in Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. We've got upper Midwest coverage, and we thank our presenting sponsor for making it happen, Lawrence Technological University. If you have the dream of playing college sports but feel you just aren't getting the attention you deserve, Lawrence Tech offers over 24 NAIA varsity sports. Recruit yourself at L2athletics.com. Along with our state updates, former Michigan State quarterback Ryan Van Dyke has another insightful segment in his Recruiting 101 series. Several stories to get to, so let's get to it.
This is Alan True with your latest in recruiting news from around the state of Ohio. CJ Doggett from Pickerington Central has committed to the Cincinnati Bearcats. Doggett is a great athlete. He has played up and down the line of scrimmage during his career, and while he is slated to come into Cincy as a defensive end, can continue to be versatile and play more than one spot. A West Virginia legacy recruit, he also had offers from Kentucky, Pitt, Washington State, Michigan State, Rutgers, and more. That Spartan offer was significant because when defensive coordinator Marcus Freeman left Cincinnati, he was replaced by Mike Tressel, who Doggett already had a relationship with from Michigan State. Of course, the rest of the staff, including head coach Luke Fickell, a former defensive lineman himself, also recruited the 6'2", 275-pound Doggett hard. Penn State received a commitment from one of the top quarterbacks in the Midwest and country in Medina's Drew Aller. At 6'5", 220 pounds, he not only has great size, but also the ability to make throws from different arm angles and parts of the field. A varsity starter as a sophomore, Aller took a big step forward as a junior with 2,962 passing yards and 26 touchdowns. Notre Dame, Michigan, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and more were among the competition for Aller, who becomes one of the centerpieces of Penn State's 2022 class. Youngstown Ursuline's Brady Shannon has committed to UCF for baseball. An outfielder, center infielder, and right-handed pitcher, the 6'3", 210-pound Shannon is an outstanding multi-sport athlete who played basketball and had several offers as a quarterback in football. Last summer, he batted .425 with 6 home runs and 39 RBIs. He also had 17 stolen bases. Cincinnati, Pitt, and Kent State recruited him in baseball. UMass, Kent State, Akron, and others recruited him for football. Centerville class of 2022 shooting guard Tom House was offered by Robert Morris. A 6'6" prospect with terrific range, House has had a big season for the Elks. That includes a game against Springboro in February where he had 27 points in one half. An All-Southwest District selection, House averaged 18.1 points per game and 4 rebounds per game during the regular season. Robert Morris is his first offer, but other schools are becoming interested.
That's it for recruiting news this week. I'm Alan True.
If you're a high school athlete with the dream of playing college sports, Lawrence Technological University wants you to recruit yourself. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports, including its newest additions, competitive cheer and dance, esports, women's hockey, and men's and women's track and field. Visit L2athletics.com and recruit yourself. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare. I'm Lauren Plants with the latest scout news from Michigan. Belleville stud 2022 safety Miles Rouser recently announced his top 4 teams from his nearly 30 total offers, and who didn't make his top 4 is almost as newsworthy as who did. Ranked as a top safety in the state's 2022 class and the number 3 player overall in Michigan by 24/7 Sports, Rouser listed Arkansas, Michigan State, Kentucky, and Alabama as his top 4. Michigan is where his older brother and Belleville grad Andre Selden Jr. is on the roster. Rouser was committed to U of M for nearly 4 months in early 2020 before decommitting. There are certainly connections with others on the list for Rouser, who had 61 tackles and 3 picks as a junior. Kentucky already has a 2022 commit from Rouser's current team. Jeremiah Caldwell was part of its recent pipeline from Metro Detroit, while Alabama has former teammate Damon Payne, and Michigan State ended up with 3 Belleville players in the 2019 class. Rouser is ranked number 181 on the ESPN Junior 300, and he took a virtual visit to Arkansas earlier this month. Tayshaun Trent, the state's most highly ranked 2022 wideout. The 6'4", 210-pound Trent is a 4-star prospect ranked among the top 10 players in the state's junior class and the top 40 wideouts nationally by 24/7 Sports. He's number 206 on the ESPN Junior 300 list. As a junior, Trent grabbed 32 passes for 548 yards, 11 touchdowns for a Shamrock squad that won 8 games for the first time since 1976. Trent's commitment gives the Wolverines hard commitments from 3 of the state's top 25 players as he joins River Rouge Devontae Miles and Grosse Pointe South's Will Johnson in the class. When you're setting up to defend against Grass Lake's girls basketball team, good luck picking your poison, which one you want. You might be able to stop either Aubrey Cabana or Lexus Bargesso, or if you're lucky, both. But all that does is leave Gabrielle Lechka open, and the junior has proven over her career that's a bad thing to do on a consistent basis. That ability to snipe away from long range was why she was a coveted prospect in her recruiting, and it ended with her commitment to Northwood University the first weekend in March, and the Timberwolves certainly are getting a shooter once she heads to Midland. The hallmark for Dexter softball star Paige Sailor is her versatility. Oftentimes as a freshman for the Dreadnoughts, she'd pitch one game of a doubleheader and catch the second. She can also play both corner infield positions and the outfield, which she's done for her turning to travel squad as well. And she's a 3-sport athlete, participating in both volleyball and powerlifting, all of which made her attractive to the Central Michigan University Chippewas. The 2022 prospect committed to CMU over the weekend. As a pitcher, Sailor has hit the low 60s with her eyes and has a changeup and curve to go with it, along with a ton of power in her bat. At 6'5", 270 pounds, Portage Central left tackle Cross Watson is a large dude and a strong one, benching 310, squatting 425, and deadlifting 520. He's going to need that size and strength to carry around all the offers that have begun to rain down on him the last month. At the start of February, the junior had just one D1 offer from Penn, but since has picked up offers from Columbia, Dartmouth, Eastern Michigan, and Buffalo since the start of March. Watson plays both ways for the Mustangs at tackle and defensive end. That's the latest for Michigan. I'm Lauren Plant. Did you record an unbelievable touchdown, a game-winning goal, or just a proud parent moment? Then we want your clip. Upload your video to the brand new State Champs Network app so we can feature it on one of our shows and give your player, team, and school the recognition they deserve. All it takes is just a few easy clicks, and every clip that is submitted will automatically be eligible for prizes. Download the State Champs Network app today for iPhone and Android devices.
This is Scott Bernstein from Indiana. Alyssa Crockett is going blue. Westfield's junior girls basketball star committed to the University of Michigan last week, and the Maize and Blue faithful everywhere are celebrating the good news. The 6'2" Crockett is versatile and can play in the post and on the wing. Westfield went 15-6 in 2021, and Crockett averaged 17 points and 8 rebounds per game. In the offseason, she plays for the Indiana Elite on the AAU circuit. ESPN ranks her in the top 50 in the country for the class of 2022. Michigan offered in July. Northwestern, Washington, DePaul, Louisville, Colorado, Indiana, Purdue, Michigan State, Maryland, and Minnesota were also in hot pursuit. Crockett will be one of the preseason favorites for Miss Basketball next winter. Over the weekend, Terre Haute North point guard Zoe Stewart committed to Murray State of the Ohio Valley Conference. Stewart averaged 20 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds a game in 2021, as her THN squad finished 14-9. Stewart is deadly in the open floor and attacks the glass as well as any guard in Hoosierland. Last month, she became only the 5th THN player to join the 1,000-point club. Stewart is the first player in the program to earn a Division I college scholarship in 8 years. Moving on to the boys' hardwood recruiting scene in Hoosierland, Indianapolis Crispus Attucks senior forward Jalen Carson have signed to play with IU Kokomo next year. Crispus Attucks finished 18-7 this season. Carlson averaged 12 points and 8 boards per game this winter. Checking in from Indiana, this was Scott Bernstein.
This is Ryan Van Dyke with State Champs Network. I hope you spent some time and thought digesting our power segment from last week. Maybe you even thought of a few more examples, something that you would like to share, maybe with me. I'd love to start taking some questions each week and hear what's on your mind. I think that'd be good for everyone. So what about speed? All right, you gotta be fast. You have to be quick and agile. Speed is primal instincts and reactions. Speed is fight, not flight. But speed is also survival, and there's usually a time involved with speed. Speed is a coach picking a recruit who runs a 4.9 40 versus another one who runs a 4.5 flat. Speed is being faster than the other guy, and usually who gets there first wins. Speed is a sprint and a marathon. Speed is adapt or die, Darwinism, roll with it. Speed, in fact, does not kill. Stubbornness, this is the way we've always done things, does. Everyday life requires speed. Like how quickly can you communicate and or understand in dire real-life circumstances? Speed is real impact. Speed is how fast you can recover from a devastating loss. Maybe it's a botched deal, or maybe it's the loss of a loved one. Speed is how you recover. Speed is the dance, not the invitation. And that's very important to remember. Speed requires 3 things: character, purpose, and desire. Speed is not 2 out of these 3. So you take power and speed, and then what? Well, join me next week as we dissect what the 3rd and final component of football is: preparation. This is Ryan Van Dyke with State Champs Network.
The State Champs Scout team is always working. Check out the weekly blogs at statechampsnetwork.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Dylan Morello. We'll be back next week and all year long because recruiting never stops. Thanks for watching.
State Champs Scout Show is proudly presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare.